I hope we all I hope we're all able to study something, as we met face to face, and we'll continue from online, and as well we'll try to maintain that positive energy to studies and then explain things to each other in the best possible way. Okay, so if you permit me, today we'll be talking about audio in multimedia. And if we say audio, I don't know what comes to mind. Audio. Audio.
Sound.
Yeah, sound. Good. So audio helps to enhance content through sound and elements, basically. So that's a good one. Yeah. So let's see. Um, the importance of audio basically is it adds depth, emotion, and clarity to multimedia, which enhances the overall viewer experience substantially. So let me this example. If you are watching a movie and you can't hear the sound, the audio coming from the gadget, but you can only watch the video, how is the experience like? Are you able to interact with the movie or the video?
Hello,
No,
say
you can't go out and we
Yeah,
just be watching pictures.
exactly.
unless maybe there's no subtitle. If there's subtitle, you'll be able to still follow along without the audio.
Yeah, but yes, I like that. Even it's even a good one you brought. Do you notice that if there are subtitles and then you have to just be reading the subtitles without an audio? Do you see this? Do you still feel the experience? Assuming you have you have audio which is even in a different language, okay, that you don't understand. Then there is subtitle. You can hear the language and follow through with the subtitle, despite you don't understand that language. Then you have another movie playing where the audio is not, you can't even hear any audio, but there is subtitle. Which one do you still connect with the most?
I think the one with
The one
audio
with the audio and subtitle.
subtitle.
Exactly. Yeah. In as much as you may not understand the language they are speaking, but you still have that immersive experience with what is going on in the movie. So you realize that you even get to a point where you don't really need to even read whatever is translated by. You're able to get exactly what they are trying to say, despite it's not even your language. I think it always happens to us, even if you don't understand a language and then something is spoken, you realize that sometimes you're able to relate to what the person may mean. Yeah, because of the interactivity, the connection. So, in as much as images are great, videos are great, audio actually help us to connect, have some depth and emotion, and it actually adds clarity to multimedia. So, realize that sometimes, more often than not, people present certain videos or images. What do you ask? You like, can you kindly explain? Or sometimes people share documents of images, files. You ask for explanation, and more of the time, even if we use text between normal conversation between us, WhatsApp or whatever social media platform, sometimes you realize that often you rather prefer sending an audio rather than sending a long text. So we realize that once text is beyond certain limits, we rather prefer to send it in what? In an audio, because we are able to connect more and make clarity compared to what? Text or and what? Image. So when you now add this audio and image or audio and video, then it actually enhances what? Multimedia. So audio really plays a vital role in multimedia. Okay. So we need to be able to understand what audio characteristics is, the digital format, and then as well compression. Remember we did compression for images, and what are the type of compression standards that we have? Compression. There's compression.
Is that about the image or the audio?
No, talking about compression standards or the compression types that we learned for image. Oh, compression types, you know it. Do you remember lossy and
Yes, sir.
lossless? Yes. You remember lossy and lossless, right? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
we know that
Yes, sir.
exactly. Yeah, so
Yeah,
lossy basically
the lossy compression.
yes, exactly. Exactly. I remember what the lossy compression is and the lossless. Who can briefly explain? Hey, the military group, where are they? Lossy and lossless.
Hello, sir.
The
Yeah.
loss loses in size, but the lossless doesn't lose in size.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's fine.
In
That's
terms
okay.
of
Very
quality too, the lossless doesn't reduce its quality, but
its
the loss,
quality.
yes.
Yeah. The lossy reduces its quality. Very, very true. Very, very true. Yeah. So basically, the same techniques actually apply for audio. So in audio as well, we have lossy and then lossless. Okay. So the same compression techniques actually apply to audio and multimedia. Okay. So basically, effective editing and best practices in audio can lead to engaging and professional what? Multimedia projects. Okay. You even realize that sometimes we go to the cinema and then we have these acted dramas, okay, on stage, okay, stage plays. I think more of the is it Uncle Ebo White, more of the stage plays. Which of the best ways do they communicate to us? Through what? The use of what? Sound. Okay. So basically, audio and then sound, are they the same? When we say audio and we say sound, are they the same thing?
Basically, they are the same.
Basically, they are the same. Based on what basics?
Because they are
Yeah,
able to produce kind of, how do I even put it?
put it the way you know it. Okay, yeah,
Anything
yeah,
that the ear can hear.
yeah. Is what? Anything the ear can hear is what?
It can be considered as an audio or a sound.
Oh, okay. All right, justice. That's a good one, justice. Anyone with any other opinion? Anyone with any other opinion?
Yes, sir. They are the same.
Okay.
Yeah, because even with the human voice,
Yeah,
as we speak, it generates a sound. That is why when you speak, someone is able to hear
to hear you. Okay,
you.
very true. You have a point. You have a point. I think how many of us studied physics in high school, studied physics, I mean, in the course of our education? Physics. Hey, are we the science students? Are you running away?
Then sound is basically natural.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Then
yeah, that's the point. Solo, yes, exactly. And then audio we were
you something made by man, like
okay.
music.
See, yeah, synthesized. Okay, yeah. So right from our basic physics, okay, you realize that they say sound is what vibration in the air. So if I ask you to take a piece of metal, or okay, wherever you are right now, you can just make a fist and then hit it on a table or any object around you, or you can just use any metallic, even if it's the head of a spoon, just click it on a plate. Remember when we were young, sometimes when we are drumming, we use those our shining plates. I think they used to call it 5-5 plates, right? There will be sometimes we are drumming when we are happy, waiting for food, when we are hungry. What do you notice? We create what? We create a sound. So we are able to hit an object, and then it creates what? A sound. So through that, sometimes we even drum, we even sing to it. Okay. So that is sound. So sound is actually vibration in the air. Okay, vibrations in the air that create waves of pressure. So
So,
anytime you yeah,
so can I say sound is a vibration traveling through air?
yeah, traveling through air. Yeah, that's true. You have a point. Basically, yeah. So
Okay.
vibrations in the air, exactly. So when you hit something right now, you cause vibration. So the molecules around there are what? Vibrated. This is a bit of science. I think you remember what molecules are. The molecules around the object vibrate. So that creates some what? Perception for what? Sound. Okay, so you realize that the harder you hit a table or the harder you hit an object, what happens?
The louder it sounds.
The louder
The
the sound.
Exactly, the louder it sounds. Means because the harder you hit an object, the more air waves that are created. So let's do this analogy. More of the time, most of us who drive, okay, when you are on the highway and then the cars are speeding, okay, so beyond the speed, beyond some speed, when another car bypasses your car, what do you notice?
Uh, uh, it's like the wind blows. I don't know how to say. It's like
Yeah.
You get
Sometimes
shocked.
there's
you feel your
a
car
strong
shaky,
wind.
right?
A strong wind. Yeah,
Yeah,
strong
a
wind.
strong wind. Yeah, and then the more heavy the vehicle is, the more bigger the vehicle is, and the more speed, the more it speeds. Is it not the louder the sounds that it uses to bypass you?
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
And then the smaller the vehicle is, and then the less the speed. Sometimes if the speed is less, you don't even hear anything at all. But sometimes if the vehicle is big and it's on top speed and then it overtakes you, sometimes you realize that even your car shakes. I don't know whether we all
yeah,
experience that. Yeah, you feel a movement that your car is shaking. It is because it has moved the air molecules around your vehicle. That's why you feel that your car really shakes. And sometimes when you're not too careful, you have that panic attack. Yeah, and I think more of the time it happens to new drivers a lot, especially when there's a trailer trying to bypass them and then it's on speed and then it shakes like that. Sometimes they get scared, right? Yeah. So that is because the sound, the molecules around your vehicles as you are traveling, as another car bypasses you, it causes vibration. That's why sometimes you hear that sound, whew, whew, especially when you're on the highway, maybe the motorway on the N2, and then there is a lot of speed. You realize that you hear that sound, yeah, because the air molecules around your vehicle has vibrated because there is a passing what object. Okay, so sound waves vary in sound pressure. That is why. So the harder you hit a surface, the more the pressure. So the higher what the frequency. Okay, so we have something in physics called acoustic. I think a lot of you, I don't know who plays an acoustic guitar here. Who plays an acoustic guitar? Okay, do we know the acoustic guitar?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So who can tell me I don't know who plays an acoustic though, but who can tell me the difference between the acoustic guitar and then the electric guitar? Yes, the musicians. Okay, I think for the acoustic, you realize that the acoustic is not connected to any electrical medium. Like I think more of the digital guitars we call something combo. Like combo, I think a lot of you know combo, right? Especially the
Yes,
church
sir.
guys and the music guy, yeah. So where you connect the jack
The
to
Shabo boy.
yeah. What?
The Shabo boys.
The shabu works. Just is not to play shabu. Yeah. Anyway, so realize that, but for the
Are you a Shabo boy?
he's a shabu boy. Don't mind for him
We
to
have
even know the word shabu. For him to know the word shabu, it means he plays shabu. Because you need to be in the musical environment to know what shabu means. Anyway, so you realize that for the acoustic guitar, there is no electrical medium, but it creates what sound. So basically, acoustic guitar is the guitars that you normally we see. Okay, let me say perceived Jamaicans, the Rasta, the Rastafaris or the Rastafarians. You see, normally they take a guitar around. Sometimes on the streets they play, right? It's not connected to any electrical medium or any speaker or combo, but it also creates what sound because it actually the vibration. You see the strings on the acoustic. Once you vibrate them, because it creates a movement of what molecules around it, it creates what a sound. So you realize that based on the pressure you put on the string, it is the difference in sound that you hear. Yeah, Vida, your hands are Vida.
Okay, thank you, sir. Please, I would like to know about the vibration as being sound. Uh, when you look at sound system played at
Yeah,
events or yeah, you see when you get closer to it, like there's this kind of vibration when the song is being played, but there's
yeah,
nothing hitting, there's no hitting. like no
Yes.
beating of So that kind of vibration is it sound, and also even refrigerator or maybe a deep freezer. Like
Yes.
when you on it, the way the is it I don't know whether it's the motor or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
this kind of vibration, but there's nothing hitting each other that it's
Okay.
producing that vibration. Is it still sound?
Okay. All right. That's a good question, Vida. Yes, who can answer Vida? Or who understands Vida's question? Could answer Vida.
Well, so,
Yeah.
so for me, I think even human voice, you don't hit it with anything, but we're able to produce sound.
Yes. Because there is a vibration, right? So when you talk, put your hands on your, how is it called? Is it the Adam's apple?
That's all.
Yeah, the esophagus. So anytime you're talking, just put your hands closer now and talk. Try to talk. What do you notice?
You feel some vibration.
Exactly. Exactly. So anytime there is a vibration, you may not really need to hit an object, okay? You may not need to hit an object, but anytime there is a vibration. So your motor, your fridge, refrigerator motor, more of the time when you put it on initially, because the it has not gotten enough energy, it shakes. So at the time it shakes, that is when you hear what? Movement of molecules around the motor. So there is vibration, then it causes some form of sound. I think we experience this in the morning when we start our vehicles. When we start our vehicles in the morning, what do we notice? I think very early in the morning when you start your vehicles, you feel a bit of vibration than when the weather is hot, because in the morning your vehicle is very cool. So anytime you put it on, you start the vehicle, the engine usually have a bit of some form of shakiness before it heats up to maintain that what normal what temperature. Okay, so you may feel a bit of what sluggish vibration because there's what movement of what molecules. And then the her next the first question she asked was, anytime you are by a speaker, okay, there's some form of what vibration. Yes, it is caused because of the waves that are passing through the speaker. Okay, so as the waves pass through to for you to hear the audio being played, it actually creates another vibration around. So I don't know whether you have observed speakers. They normally have some hollow parts with a soft material. Sometimes you see it moving in and out. It goes back, go forth, goes back, go forth, because of the audio. And as the audio is playing through that speaker, there is what movement of molecules around the speaker. So it actually creates what the sound. So that's when you hear that, oh, there is too much bass. People will also say add more bass. Then you realize sometimes your building is shaking. Yes, it's actually not the music that is shaking the building, but as the music is playing through the speaker, because there is some form of vibration around the object, that is the speaker, it creates another sound. That is why you hear that feeling as though your building is vibrating or the ground is what? Vibrating. Please, have I or have we answered your question?
Yes, please. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question, Vida. So sound pressure is measured in what? Decibel. I don't know whether you've observed your gadgets, electronic gadgets that are especially speakers, microphone. You normally see there. So when you look on my slide, this is a symbol, dB, decibel. It's called decibel. And it is perceived that the human ear cannot, anytime you start hearing beyond 60 decibel, then it becomes noise. Okay, and when you get to 90, it means your ear cannot hear, your physical ear cannot listen to such sounds again. Okay. So normally we should listen to sound within range of 60 decibel, or between 0 going to 60. Above 60, then it becomes noise. So realize that you can be playing a music. Okay, when you over-regulate the volume, that music can still become noise. But when you under-regulate the volume, or when you regulate the volume to a normal what level suitable to the ear, you realize that you enjoy what the music. But when it goes beyond, it creates what noise. It creates what noise. That's why sometimes when we are out there and then there is actually a loud music playing with loud volume, we tend to get pissed off because it creates what some form of what noise rather than creating an emotional what experience. Okay, so realize that most of the time guys are good at regulating music, especially when ladies are around them. Am I lying? You know, when a lady comes to visit you in your room, there is a way in which you tune the volume and to the song you are playing, so that it does not create noise, but it creates what a very immersive experience in the room.
You know,
Justice. Now,
Guys, come and
so
remove your mouth.
is it true or is settings? Is the settings true or is a lie? Kelly.
We that
true,
the
it's
noise.
true, true.
about. And they'll be playing I Swear by the moon and the stars.
Stars in the sky, I'll be there. Boys are removing their mouth oh. Because at the moment, you see, your music creates some emotional, you know, it creates some emotional experience. So when they are playing those music for you, within a certain volume, regulated, specifically and intentionally regulated, it creates some immersive environment, and of which boys can leverage on that. They are not going to say anything, but they will not say anything, but they are creating that immersive environment, and then they leverage on it. Then what
I,
can come can come.
Actions speak louder than words.
Frimpong, yeah.
People are mentioning people's name. Oh. So let's look at sound versus audio. So you realize that basically sound is actually physical vibration in the air. That's what we hear. So sound happens naturally. So as we are speaking right now, what are we producing? Are we producing audio or sound? Oh, please mute yourself if you're not answering. Please, as we speak, do we produce sound or we produce audio?
I think so.
Yeah, we produce sound because it's a natural what phenomenon. Okay, that's why you feel vibration in within what your esophagus. Okay, so sometimes when you even try to speak in a bass form, like in a bass-like form, the more you try to speak deeply, the more you realize that like you feel the vibration, right? Because you are creating what a higher frequency. Yeah. Now we come to audio. So audio is actually the representation or recording of sound, either in analog or digital what form. So anytime you synthesize sound through a medium, then it becomes what? An audio. So when we are talking, we hold a mic and we are talking. Okay. So between the point in which I speak to the mic, is it sound or is audio?
It's
It's a
It's
sound.
sound. Okay. Now when the audience hear it from the speaker, is it still sound or is
It
audio?
becomes audio.
it's
It
audio.
becomes, yeah. So at least I hope we've understood the difference. Yeah. So basically, yeah. Hello.
I think, can you go over? I think I lost connection.
Okay. So
The difference between the sound and the audio.
yes. So justice. So we're like when you take a mic and you're speaking through the mic. So the point in which you speak from your mouth to the microphone, is it sound or is audio?
It is sound.
Yeah. Then when it passes through the speakers to the audience, is it still sound or is audio?
Okay, I think it will be audio right now.
Yes, because it has passed through what some medium. So it is no more vibrations, but it is what through what some digital form. Okay, that's transcribed through some digital form. So we are only trying to say that sound is actually a physical phenomenon. So as you speak to me, Justice, now you are creating what? As you speak, you are creating sound. Okay, but since you are speaking through a microphone and I can hear you through my speakers, it is what? An audio. But in your room, whatever comes out of your mouth is physical vibrations that we can hear. So that is sound. But as it passes through microphone and I can hear it from my speakers, then it's what? It's an audio. So audio is a representation or recording of what? Sound, either in analog or what? Digital form. That is, I hope that's clear.
Yes, please. Very well.
Yeah. So the acoustic guitar and then the electric guitar, which one is producing sound and which one is producing audio? Which
I
one do you
think
play? Yeah.
I think
The acoustic
acoustic is
guitar produces sound.
Yes, exactly. Then the electric guitar will
Okay.
produce what? An audio. Exactly.
all
Yeah,
right.
okay,
Hello,
Vida.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, so if you play an acoustic guitar through a mic, then tends to be
Yes.
an audio.
Yes, it tends to be an audio now.
Okay.
Because it is passing through what? A digital what? Medium. Okay, so it is no more just a creation of vibrations. Yes, Vida.
Okay, please, the audio, you've given an example of the digital form. So I want to know the analog form. And secondly, too, when you make a phone call, it's through certain medium to the person. So does it mean what the person is hearing is an audio? That's the two questions. Thank you.
Okay, Vida. So for the phone call, I want you to answer yourself. Based on our explanation, Vida. So tell us about the phone call that you just asked. Based on the explanation.
To me, I would think it's audio because it's through a medium. But I just
Uh,
want a confirmation.
yeah, so that's it. So that's it. You got it right, Vida. You got it right. Yeah. Okay, I'll answer your first question as well. So Lambert, let me take your question.
Okay, so should we classify this under analog audio? You see, there is something we learned in basic school where
Yes.
you use tomato or melotin.
Yes.
Then you pass a string through them. There are two. You have two melotin. Then you pass a string
A
through
string.
between them.
Okay.
So when you speak in one, the other person can hear from the other end.
Okay.
Should we classify that under the analog audio?
Okay. So okay. So Lambert, when you speak, what happens to the string? Why do you even
Yeah,
pass the string through the conco in the first place? I
it's
think we call it
vibrate.
conco, right? I mean, like local parlance, I think we call it conco. Right. Yeah. So why did you
Yeah.
pass the string through the conco in the first place?
So please come again.
Why do you pass the string through the conco?
You want to connect two sounds together.
Okay. So when you speak, what happens to the string?
It
There is a
vibrates.
The sound
Vibrate.
is transferred through that string.
Okay. And the string shakes, right?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So as it's shaking, what is it doing? Is it sound or is audio? So it's because of the vibration in the string. That is why the sound has traveled to the other end. So basically, I'm producing sound.
Okay.
Anytime we say audio, you should know there is some digital representation. But we'll come to the difference between analog audio. Analog audio is different from sound and digital audio. Okay, so let's look at analog audio. Then maybe it makes it clearer. So anytime like you are doing anything without the help of any gadgets, but producing sound from talking from yourself. Okay, that is sound, physical vibration, movement of what molecules around you. Now let's look at the analog versus what digital. So analog audio, okay, so not analog sound. So analog versus digital is under audio. First, we are looking at sound versus audio. Okay, now we are looking at audio also has two classification, which is analog and digital. The analog audio is continuous signal that represents sound waves as they naturally what occur. Example, vinyl records and cassette tapes. Vinyl, who knows about vinyl records? Vinyl records.
Yes, yes.
Turntable.
Please, you said?
The vinyl are those round discs that they.
Exactly. And yes, in what way do they play?
So what we are seeing?
How do you get it to play?
So they have this. I don't know the name of the device, but
yes, but try to describe it.
yeah, so I don't know. Wait, when you put there's a, it's like the way CDs, we
Timetable.
have this
Timetable.
CD
It's
ahead.
called timetable.
No, a
Okay.
turntable is for DJ. So vinyl
My brother said it's
has
called
this like
timetable.
this pin that when you put the disc on the, let me say, the base of what the device, then there's a something like a pin that you put on the CD. So as it is spinning, then it will be reading the, how do you call it, the signals
The,
on the
then he plays
disc.
the audio, then you can hear,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. So vinyl record is, you know, those, I don't know, those classic tables that they play audio from. So it's like a CD. No, more of the time, I don't know whether it's not too common in Ghana, but some of the white
Yeah.
movie you watch, yes, then you see the person putting a metallic. Okay, so let's just, so everybody should just Google vinyl record. So you see what we are talking about. So the person drops the groove. It's called a groove. Okay, you put it on the CD. So as the CD is spinning, the CD plate is spinning, then it actually plays the sound. So when you want to stop it, you are just going to lift the magnetic metallic groove from the decks. Then it stops playing. Please, have we all Google vinyl records? Have you all?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, all right. So you've seen it, right? I think it's something you all know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So you realize that the reason why we say this is analog is because it is a continuous signal. Now, I'll tell you what digital audio is. Digital audio is a representation of zeros and ones. Okay, like when we record musics to put online, it's actually in what binary, zeros and one. But for analog vinyl records, it is actually what a continuous signal, just like your cassette tapes. Okay, let me bring you to cassette tape. Cassette tapes, do you normally note that there is a long, I just don't want to call it wire, but there is a long tape inside. Those days when you are playing a music or you are watching a movie, you know, you have to rewound it. Do you remember what we used to do? Assuming
Yeah.
you want to go
Yes.
backwards. Yes. Because because the signal is continuous. For you to be able, you can't actually reverse it from the gadget. So if the signal is one way, because it is on a straight wire, the thing is like a wire inside. Okay, it's on a straight wire. So if you need to go back, you need to use a mechanical rewounder. So you turn it. Sometimes I think people put, is it pen cover or pen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Pen.
Then you try to
Yeah.
And we
spin
even
it.
use
Yes.
our fingers.
Yes.
Yes,
Pen
exactly.
cover.
Yeah, exactly. Then you try, but sometimes if you don't know,
What
it hurts you.
reminded an Indian movie. Reminded an Indian movie.
Yeah. So sometimes when you try to use your fingers, it becomes so painful because there are
And
some
it
slight.
hurts.
Yes. So because that is an analog audio. You see that one, you are not physically saying, you are not physically creating the sound, but it is on a continuous tape. Okay, it is on a continuous representation. So it's not digitally saved as 0 and 1. It is what? A continuous representation of sound. So when they were creating the sound, they captured it on a continuous tape. That is why it is very difficult to reverse it. It's placed in one way. I don't know whether the vinyl record, any of you have seen vinyl records playing. It only spins in one direction. I don't know whether we've noticed that. Yeah, it doesn't go reverse. It only spins in one direction. And if you want to go backwards, it means that you have to go and turn the music plate.
You have to go and turn it back.
Exactly. And sometimes it becomes difficult. I don't know whether those days when we're watching those movies, those days we even rent cassettes. I know the Gen Zs will not understand what we are saying. Those days when you want to watch movie, you go and rent.
Yeah.
You rent, then you come and watch. Then when you are done, you send it back. They probably take another one. Okay, then
You
we
have
had
to
the
pay
black
another
tapes.
one, then we pay the money.
Exactly. We have the black tapes, those black tapes. Then I think we have, yes, that
Patrick
place.
Patrick.
Exactly. So they play in deck. We used to call it deck or something. So you have a deck. Piamonco, exactly. So then you play. So you realize that, in fact, you actually do cha-cha. Assuming you want to skip, go backwards, you need to spin. So when you spin, you place it, you play, you try to play, then you realize that no, the place I wanted to like reverse it to, this is not the path, or I've overspinned. So what do? You take it out again, you try to respin, and then we used to play like it's just a lack. Sometimes you spin it back and then you get exactly where you had wanted to reverse it to. Then you are lucky. Otherwise, you have to keep trying because it's a continuous signal. It doesn't go backwards. So you have to mechanically drive it back. Please, I hope you understand. So that is an analog audio. Okay, it is saved on it is saved on a medium, but it is not saved as zeros and one binary. No, it is saved mechanically. So it is an audio because you can hear it through a gadget. So it's an audio, but it is analog. I don't know whether it makes sense based on the example from the vinyl and then the cassette tapes. I think those days, even our parents, their vehicles didn't have these digital players. So they had these cassettes. Our daddies will have these cassettes packed in their car. So if they want to play this music, is it Pat Thomas music, right? Then they insert this one. When they are done, they remove it. Sometimes they ask you to spin it for them. Yeah, so those are analog audio because at the end of the day, that audio is still playing through his car speakers. Is that not it? So that is still audio, not sound. Please, I hope it makes sense. Okay. So the Gen Zs, I know you are lost, but don't worry. You can go and Google what we are talking about. I mean, but it was a nice experience because I think those days, even if you don't have the rewinder is nice to use. Sometimes you spin. If you don't have it, you need to go and rent that one, so you go and borrow it from a friend. Then you be spinning, you spin with it. And then sometimes what do? We destroy the tape. As young kids, we destroy the tape. Then the long tape inside will be sometimes it becomes messy. And then sometimes when it breaks, what do you notice? It doesn't play again. Or sometimes it tries to overstretch, then we try to fix it back. I don't know who has ever tried to fix it back before. You try to relay it in the cassettes. Yeah, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Like it's like you can waste the whole day doing that. So then when we come to digital, it's a discrete signal where sound is converted into numbers, zeros and one for storage and processing. That are the MP3, the new ways of storing sound or the new ways of producing audio. MP3, wave, FLAV, they are all zeros and ones. They are binary. So realize that today, even if you are burning a music to a disc, that's why we don't even do burning these days. You don't do you decide how the music is stored on the disc? No, you don't decide. The system decides how it stores on the disc. So it may save on some parts of the disc and leave some aspects, or it may save it in fragmentations. So that's why sometimes when it fragments what do you do? Sometimes you can defragment your drive or your CD. Defragment means that you should pack it in one place so that it will create the empty spaces will be available for me to save more. Okay, so for zeros and ones, digital audio, they are saved on any device, and then they produce the MP3s, the wave, the FLAV. These are today form of audio that we see. That's why today when you go to somebody's house and the person has vinyl record, like what do you feel like? You feel like this person is old, like the person is like now it's classic. Vinyl records are now having a 1970 Benz. I think now, how do we call it? Vintage, right?
Yes, vintage.
Yes. So vinyl records have become like vintage now. Like vintage. So when you go to someone's house and the person has is like this person Charlie, and they are now expensive and very rare to find. Okay. But I don't know whether you have listened to a music from a vinyl record and you have listened to a music from like a digital audio music. I don't know who has had that experience. Which one is more immersive?
So the vinyl record.
Yeah, the vinyl record. Yeah. Even if the music is playing, if you don't know, like you feel as though you are part of the music. Yeah. So
But I
think
right now the only issue with the vinyl record is get how to get the cassette is the problem.
Yes, how to get it, yes. It is easy to
Unless
get
of course maybe you are an old timer and then you have those old cassettes.
old cassettes. Yes, it's true. It's very, very true. Yeah, it's very, very true. But as for the gadget itself, then you may get it to buy, but very expensive. Very, very, very expensive. But I think some old people still have this in their homes. And most of the rich men too, I see them go and purchase these vinyl records, and then on their leisure times they play it, and then you feel very immersed to the music being played. Especially jazz. Most of the vinyl records come with jazz. The vinyl tapes, they come with jazz and those cool kind of music that we see. Okay. So the relationship, so sound is always analog in nature because it's a physical wave. And audio can be analog, which means on tape, or digital, which means it's on your electronic device. Okay, so anytime audio is on tape, it is analog. But anytime it is on any digital device, then it is what? Digital. But sound is always analog because it is what? A physical wave. Please, does it make sense?
Very well, sir.
Okay.
Not really. I don't really get that point well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, please explain. Please, which point don't you get well? So if someone can explain to our brother. He said he didn't really get a point well. Please, my brother, which point didn't you get well so that we can re-explain to you?
Kindly take us back to your slide where you said if it is on a tape. Yeah, with the last one, relationship.
Okay, so we say sound is always analog in nature because it is a physical wave. Okay, you know what analog means, right?
Yes, but then
Okay.
I'm referring to what you said. Audio can be analog, and then into bracket there's on tape.
Okay, Evans, I don't know whether you were in the class when we spoke about the forms of audio and we spoke about analog and digital. I don't know whether you were there.
Yeah.
Okay, so audio can be analog on tape. And we spoke about tapes, example, vinyl records and cassettes, because it saves what? The file in a continuous signal. That was when we were talking about the piano encore and then the movies those days that we used to rent and how you
Yes.
used to rewound it to go back. So that is analog. Okay, so audio can be both analog or digital. So anytime audio is analog, it means it is on a tape. Okay, tapes save data in a continuous signal. It doesn't reverse. Okay, but
That one is analog.
yes, that is analog. Please, you get the concept.
Yes, please.
Then digital is when you are playing it from your phone. That one is synthesized. It's saved using binary. You know, computers save data using binary, right? That is 0
Yes.
and 1. So you realize that when you are playing an audio or music on your phone right now, how easy is it for you to reverse?
You just have to
Pause.
go back.
Exactly. You just have to slide it. But when you are using a piano encore, how easy is it for you to reverse it?
Mostly it's hard. You have to remove it and rewind it.
Exactly. So you need to use a mechanical medium to be able to rewind it. So that makes it analog. Please, is it
Okay.
clear now? Yes.
Yes,
So
yes, please.
anytime audio is on a tape where it is difficult to rewind, reverse, and all those things, then it makes it analog. But the reason why it is still an audio is because at the end of the day, it is playing through some form of gadgets. Okay. Then digital means that it is easy to relate to it. Play, pause, reverse, and do any form of operations with. So that's why we say audio can be analog on tape or digital on your phone. So phone just means that any electronic gadget, which could be your computer. Yeah, Ebenezer. Yeah, thank you, Evans, for your question. Yeah, Ebenezer.
Yes, sir. I want to understand clearly when someone is using megaphone.
Okay,
to produce a
megaphone.
sound. Yes.
Yeah.
Does this fall under sound or audio?
Okay. Yeah, who can help us answer our brother?
Hello,
The
sir.
sound that comes through the megaphone
It's
is
audio.
audio.
Okay.
But a
Why
person physically produces a sound. The reason why it becomes audio is because it's passing through a medium for people to hear.
Okay.
All right. So a follow-up question. That is what
Yes.
got me confused between the megaphone and the make thing that we use for producing the sound. It is
There was.
the
Please, I didn't
make
get that
thing
one.
or the conco.
Okay.
Yes, the Conco has also the sound passes through a device or a medium to the other side, and that one is called sound. And then the megaphone also have the same, almost the same principle. So how do we differentiate between the two, as one is audio, one is sound?
Okay. Megaphone. Megaphone, is it not having a speaker?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Is it having any form of digital representation? At the end of the day, the sound comes out through some form of speaker, is that not it? So the speaker
Yes.
there is what?
Well, the
Is
speaker is the, okay, go ahead.
is form of a digital object, is that not it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But when we come to the Conco, do we have any digital representation there?
No.
Yeah. So you can see it's only a string, and when strings vibrate, just like the acoustic guitar, when strings, so the reason why the sound is able to transfer to the other person or your other friend is because of the string traveling within a vacuum. So the concho creates a vacuum. Then the string vibrates to transfer the sound. But with the megaphone, we have a speaker. So at the point in which our brother said, at the point in which you are talking, it is sound. But the point in which it actually goes through the megaphone and then out, then you get an audio, because the internal process, the megaphone uses an internal process that will now convert what your sound to what an audio through what the speaker. So realize
Okay,
that
that's
the
good.
megaphone will electronically amplify what your voice, your sound. So you realize that when you are normally talking from your mouth, can you talk to maybe 100, okay, let's say 200 people, and then they will audibly hear you? But what would a
No.
megaphone do? It amplifies your sound through what? The speaker. Then it makes it what? Louder. Please, does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. In fact, it was a very technical question. Very, very, very good question you asked. Please, can we continue? Okay. So we'll talk about frequency. So when we say frequency, I think you've been hearing it. So frequency is measured in hertz. Hertz. Sound is measured in decibel, dB. Then frequency. So as I think more of the time you may see hertz and decibel on most of your gadgets, audio gadgets. Okay. So hertz is like how high the sound can be. How high. So frequency determines, or the higher your frequency, the higher your pitch. So I don't know whether between treble, when we say those who sing, between treble and then bass, which one has a higher pitch?
Someone say trouble.
Treble, treble. Is a treble, is a
Treble, right?
treble.
Yeah, yeah. Why do we think that treble has a higher pitch?
Because it has a higher
What has the highest frequency?
Exactly. So you stretch your voice, right? You stretch your voice when you are singing in treble. Is that not it? Than when you are singing in bass.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. It's true.
Yes. So let me try to share so that we try to experiment with frequency and see. I'm trying to share a link. I don't know whether any of you use Chrome Music Lab. Chrome Music Lab. Please, who uses Chrome Music Lab?
No, I think.
Okay, all right. I'll try to share the links so that way. So let me see. So in my chat. So music lab dot Chrome experiments. Latest. If I've shared a link in the chat box. So who has been able to visit it?
Yes, sir, I visited, but
The link is not
I'm seeing
active.
something green, oscillator
Okay,
type, and then the
exactly.
oscillator frequency value.
Okay. So do you see? Yeah. So press the green, push it up, or it should make a sound.
Yes, it does.
Yes. So push it downwards, it should make another sound. I'm trying to experiment. So I've reshared the link as a link. So just tap so that it directly opens.
So you said we should push what down?
The green object that you see, like an emoji.
Yeah.
So push it
Okay,
up
make
and
it
down.
down.
Exactly. So when you push it up, yes. Yeah. Okay. So when you push it up, what do you notice? So I'm trying to share my screen so that
When you
we
push
all
it down, make it.
my brother. So okay, so let's relate it to frequency. So let's all see. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you notice?
It's glowing.
It's actually increasing.
Okay, and the more it increases, does the sound go higher? Does the frequency go higher?
Yeah,
Or
the frequency go
Yeah.
higher.
yeah, and then the pitch goes higher, right? So it
Yes.
becomes unpleasant. Yeah, is that not good? Now let me bring it down.
It reduces.
So you see the sound is lower, the pitch is lower,
Yes.
and then so when you look at frequency value, okay, when I bring it down, frequency value is below what 200, but when I shift it up, it grows up to around 1,000 watts.
1,500.
Please, do you get the concept?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So it means the higher the frequency, the higher what the pitch. And let's look at something called wavelength. Do you see the white waves that are traveling as you shift it? The white waves that are moving.
Yeah.
Please, do you notice it?
Yes.
When I shift it high, what do you see?
It rather goes faster.
So we call they are shorter.
Yeah, the down one is shorter.
Okay. So the down one is longer. You realize that you can see each of them, right? You can see each of them passing. But when I
Oh, okay.
shift it higher pitch, what do you notice? It becomes shorter, so you can't really see of them. Please, can you see it? You see the
Yes,
white
sir.
line. When I go downwards, you can even count each of them that are. But when I shift it up, they move so fast that you can't see each of them. So what creates what? A higher what? Frequency. So the higher the pitch, the higher the frequency. Or the higher the frequency, what? The higher what? The pitch. Please, you understand the concept of frequency and then pitch? Please, you
Yes, sir.
understand the
Yes,
concept of
sir.
frequency and pitch? Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how come treble has a higher frequency than what? Than bass. Okay. So pitch is the perceived highness or lowness of a sound, and it directly relates to what? Your frequency. So now the wavelength was the white things were seeing. Okay, so the distance between two peaks of the wavelength, it means your frequency is low. But the shorter your wavelength, the frequency is high. Shorter means that you can't really read the white wave. So it's a wave. You see, they are trying to depict a wave. So waves go up, top, and down, top and down. So the shorter it is, which means you can't really see each of them. That means the higher your frequency. But the longer the wavelength, the what? The lower what? Your frequency. So anytime frequency is high, it means pitch is what? High. So when you shout, is your pitch high or is low? When you shout, is your pitch high or is low?
It's high.
Hi.
Foundation.
It's
Please, you
high.
say?
It's high.
It's high, yeah.
Hi.
Exactly. It's valid. Very, very true. Okay, now we learned something called another property of sound is timbre. Okay, timbre. It's like the quality of sound that makes every instrument or voices sound different. Most of you play instruments, when you play key F, or okay, when you play F on the keyboard, I mean when I say keyboard, organ, okay, on keyboard organ, okay, and then you play the same thing on the guitar, do they sound the same? Despite it's the same key, do they sound the same? Okay. Even let's when you play a F on a keyboard and you play it on a piano, does it sound the same?
No,
There's
sir.
a bit of
Yes, there's a bit of yes, because every what musical instrument produces what different sound because of what the quality. Okay, so the quality of sound depends on the musical instrument, and then no two different musical instruments will play the same sound. It depends on how they were what crafted. Okay, so the way the guitar is designed, the way the keyboard is designed, key F on a guitar will not sound like the way key F would. So that is called timbre. The quality of sound that makes every instrument or voices to what sound different. Even you as a human being, sometimes don't we try to talk in different tones? You sound different depending on how you what you oscillate your esophagus. How you oscillate your esophagus, sorry, is how different you sound. That's why sometimes you're able to talk in a different way that someone wouldn't even know that you are the one talking. And I think ladies do that a lot, especially when they see men around places that they are. What do you notice about women when they see that they are among a place where there are a lot of men?
They change their accent.
They change their accent. They are laughing. The ladies are laughing. The ladies are laughing. Is it not true?
They walk majestically.
Yes. And especially when you are in a queue to buy, and then ladies is their turn for them to buy. You see how they start talking. You know, so sometimes you often ask yourself that, like, but is it this person? Like, it becomes very surprising, especially when you personally know the person.
Oh no, we speak very demure. That's right.
No, but there is always a difference. That is what we are trying to say, that like there is always a difference in the way you speak, especially when you notice people are around. Or the ladies are saying we are lying.
Exactly.
Women.
Okay, so I'm going to share another link.
When they see Justice parking his Benz, then you see the
Exactly.
blushing.
You see the blushing is true. That one there is very true. Very, very true. And then women relate to you on the usual day when you're not driving as a man. The way they relate to you and when you are driving, is it not different?
Charlie.
And then the relationship is depend on the quality of the car. No, the type of car. Let me not say quality. The type of the car will tell you how.
Oh, bro. Remember, bro.
And how you are treated, because there's no way you park a Down Martins and somebody will park a Benz and then you expect the same treatment. Okay, so I've shared a different link. So let's try to open that and see. let's try to open that. So we are going to experiment a timbre. Okay, please, I've shared the link. You can click on it. So I don't know whether you've been able to open it.
The link is not yet
Yes,
Oh, please, I've shared it. I've shared it. So this one is spectrogram. It is the same link, but this one is different. I shared it, then Abigail also shared her index number. So this one is not oscillators, this one is spectrogram. Please, have you all seen it? Music lab dot
Yes, sir, we have seen it.
Yes. Have you been able to open it?
Yes.
Okay. So you see the microphone symbol there. Can you click on it? When you click on it, try to speak, whisper to it. Just whisper to it.
So I'm not able to open it. It didn't come up with me.
Is that somebody whispering? My brother, you say you're not able to open it.
Yes,
I'll
please.
open my.
Okay. So when you whisper, what do you notice? I'm trying to share my that screen.
A signal sign.
Showing, right? Yes. There's a signal, right? Okay.
Yes.
Now shout. Now open the same thing and shout.
Hey!
Yes. So try to shout intermittently, like hey, hey, hey. Then you notice the sound symbol.
Hey, yo.
Okay. Yes. What do you notice? You see that the symbols are deeper, right?
Yes.
Yes. But so that is what is causing the variation in how you sound. That's why I realize that when people are angry and they talk, do you notice a difference in the way they talk? Than when they are mild, they are calm and they are talking. That is timbre. So the quality of the sound determines how the sound, the variation in the sound. So when you shout, you realize that you produce a more verbose symbol. So it is depicting it. Than when you just whisper. When you whisper. So what do you notice about the wave when you whisper? You realize that the waves are also calm. Just look at it. Then when you shout, hey, then you realize that they become more reddish and more verbose. Yes. Okay, so let's try. There is a flute there. Let's play the press on the flute. Have you clicked on the flute? What do you notice? What do you notice when you click on the flute?
The flute is playing.
Hello? Okay, but let's consider the difference in the sound of the flute. That's what I want us to notice. So you realize that it plays do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the first do, re, let's look at the wave. The waves that I want you to concentrate on the wave. So the first do, and then the last do. Look at the difference. So you realize that as the sound is increasing, the key increases. Okay. What do you notice? There's a difference in sound.
So the first do has a very thick color as compared to the last one.
Exactly. And the first do and then the last do, is there a difference in how they sound?
Yes. The first one is kind of relaxed, but the last one is stretched.
Yes, it's stretched. So you realize that the wavefront is also stretched. That's why there is a difference between the sound. So the first do, even if you are playing a guitar or those of you who play keyboard, realize that the first do, maybe when you start from key C, right, and you press the first do, is different from when you go and end it on F or when you transpose. Okay, so we are just trying. So when you see the wavefront, that is how come every instrument sound differently, because the wavefront is different. So even with the flute, realize that the higher the sound goes, the higher the wavefront. And then the longer the do, realize that the wavefront is also longer. So let's look at it. The first do. So what do you notice about the wavefront? It is longer. Please, have you observed it? Have you all observed it?
Yes, just that the sound is not coming. I don't know.
Oh, then it should be from, I don't know whether you've increased your, as in from my end or yours.
Your
My own, you can't hear the sound.
okay, I think it came earlier.
Yeah, you say you think. Oh, okay, okay. Then, okay, we have a trumpet, and then, so let's try the harp. Let's try the harp. So as the sound go lower, what do you notice? The harp is there. You can try it. Please, have we all tried it?
Hey, the harp is sweet, though.
The harp is what?
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's a very nice music. I don't know who plays a harp here. It's a very nice musical instrument, but it's very difficult to play. Very difficult to play. Very, very difficult to play. So yeah, each of them, the sounds sound different. And even on the same musical instruments, the key and then the string will make the sound to sound different. So even with the harp, it started very calm. No, it started very loud and it went low. So you realize the wave front also go with the sound. Then we have the last one, the trumpets. All right, so that is why. So timbre makes different musical instruments to sound different, and then even you as a human being, when you talk, you sound differently based on how you oscillate through your esophagus. That's why some of you can try to mimic like as if you are talking in bass. Some of you can mimic as if you are talking in treble. Okay, and you can mimic as if you are talking in some form of auto form. Okay. So it depends on how you structure, you make the sound come out. So you see that anytime you are singing and you are stretching your voice, what do you notice? You use more air from your stomach. You use more air from your stomach inward to be able to bring out a louder frequency or a louder pitch. That's why those who sing soprano, those who sing in soprano, you see that they use a lot of energy from within to be able to sing. Please, is it clear?
See.
Okay. So now we look at audio in multimedia, the role of audio in multimedia. Audio enhances user experience by adding sound elements. Okay. So number one, background music. Sometimes when you visit certain sites, you have background music playing for you. Okay. So that's the use of audio. Sometimes the movies, they use music for background or audio for background music. Then narration and guidance. Your Google Map. Hey, what am I facing? Your Google Map also uses audio, right? 10 left, 10 right. In 500 meters, 10 left. In 10 meters, 10 right. Then sound effect realism. Sound effect realism. So sometimes they auto-tune sounds that makes it feel realistic. Like voiceovers. You know, Hey Siri is actually a voiceover, right? There's actually a human behind the Siri voiceover. I think we are all aware.
Yes, sir.
I think videos emerged of the lady on social media where she was interviewed and then like she was trying to just do the same voiceover. See, I think she said she did the voiceover around, is it 209 or 205? I've forgotten the dates, but so that is realism. So using human to depict sound or to depict some form of audio, to depict audio. Okay. So we come to audio properties. So sound properties is the frequency, the pitch, the timbre. So audio property talks about sampling rate. Okay, sampling rate. So this one is just know about them. So number of samples taken per second. Samples taken per second is how fast you are talking or how fast you are singing. So the faster you talk, the more the samples are. Okay. So we have different quality. We have the CD quality, which means that you are taking 44,100 samples in a second. Okay. Then studio quality. So more of the time when they are recording CD or movies, they sample them the voices of the people in 44,100 watts samples in a second. Then in a studio is 96,000 a second. Okay, 96,000 watts a second. So basically, that is how audio is sampled, because this one is digital, it's a digital thing. Okay, then bit depth, number of bits used to represent each samples. Okay, so bit depth talk about the quality. Bit depth sees as the quality of what? Your audio. Okay, so we have byte rate, and then we have channels. So we'll talk about channels. So byte rate is the amount of data that you process per second in an audio file. Like, so when you are sampling it, the amount that you are processing, that is what you are storing. Okay, that is byte rate. So MP3 will store 128,000 bits per second. So when you are recording an MP3, it stores 128,000 bits. Bits are the zeros and ones. Okay, it stores 128,000 bits, the zeros and one, in a second. Then that is the standard quality. Then the high quality is 320,000 bits per second. So that's the zeros and one. So yeah, I don't know whether, okay, so when you're downloading audio files, you notice the last time we were talking about 720, 360, and then 1080 for movies and images. Audio files, what do you notice? When you try to download audio files, don't you see 120? Don't you see 380? Sorry, 320. I hope you see those things. Then you select.
Yeah.
So the higher the kilobits per second, the higher the quality of the audio. So anytime you go to this streaming or audio downloading site or music downloading website, you see that the audio comes in this format. So the amount of bits recorded per second is how quality the sound will be. And anytime the quality is better, how does it equate to the file size? When quality is better, file size will be what?
Bigger.
Bigger, higher. So yes, when quality is better, exactly, file size will be larger. So most of the MP3 standard quality is that it is recorded in 128,000 bits per second. But high quality is 320,000 bits per second. Then with this one, channels, that's what channels, you know it. You always have options on your audio players: mono, stereo, and surround. Even it's on your phone. Sometimes your headset, you can put it on mono, stereo, and surround. Can we differentiate what mono is, stereo is, and surround? How it feels like when you put it on them? I think you can even try it on your phone right now. You try to play a music, then you go to your headset settings. You have mono. Mono means one channel. Stereo means two channels. Surround means that the music should be around. It should feel as though it is around what? You. So who can differentiate the experience when you listen to a music in mono, stereo, and then surround? I think we normally select these settings more of the time. Even in our vehicles, in our cars, we have these settings in our audio players. Yes, anyone with any idea? Who can explain how the sound is perceived? Hello?
Hello there.
Yes. I think, guys, we play around this a lot. Yes.
So, with my experience, normally using like say earbud.
Yeah.
When you select the mono,
yeah,
you notice that the sound is playing from either only the left or the right.
Exactly.
Because it's using only one channel, but then
one
with the
channel.
stereo,
Yeah,
plays on both channels, so you hear from both the left and right. And then with the surround sound, it gives this. It feels as though you are in a room, and then the sound is around you, so it's like you are inside the sound. I don't know.
Yes, you are immersed. You are immersed in the sound. Yeah.
I think Apple AirPods usually give a surround sound.
Yes, that is why they seem to be better than all other AirPods. Do you notice?
So it's only Apple. JBL has better.
Yes, JBL. So most of those hyper brands in like airports and those things, realize that because by default they use surround sounds. So anytime you're listening, so most of the time when you're listening to music in surround, if you don't know, a car can even knock you down because you are
Yes,
basically
sir.
not going to hear anything outside the environment again, because it's just like as you were trying to explain, it makes you feel as if you are in the room and then the whole speakers, the whole music is surrounding you. So you are immersed in the music or immersed in whatever you are listening to. So normally, because of that, those JBLs and things when you are listening to music through them, there's that anything that's happening around your environment, unless you see, unless you see, like you don't know what's going on. Yes, someone says surround is a technology, not Apple related. Yes, we are not saying that like surround is for Apple. It's a technology that is implemented by the JBLs and then the Apple earbuds. Okay, it's a technology. Okay, that's they just implement it. Okay, so they anybody can use the same technology, but to make their experience better, most of them use this, most of the high-end earbuds. That's why most people will either want to buy JBL, maybe buy the Apples, and I think there are other better ones as well. Okay, yeah. Please, I hope it's clear enough from our brother's explanations too. And Dela Kofi too, he was trying to explain why surround is a technology and not Apple related. So it's only used by Apple. Okay. Yes. Any further contribution? Any confusion? Okay. Then we'll go to compression. Compression, we've already spoken about it. So in audio, we have lossy and lossless. Please, are you all with me? Can you hear me audibly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So for compression, we have lossy and then lossless. And I know you all understand what lossy is and what lossless is already. Yes. So for lossy, the lossy goes to do with the MP3 and then the AAC format. MP3 format is always in the lossy, where it's lossy compressed. That's how more often it is easier to transfer files online in MP3 format. Then when you record music in the studio, which format is it mostly in? When you record music from a studio, yes, it's in wave. Yes, and waves give anytime you are playing something in wave, you realize that the quality is higher. But what do you notice about wave file formats?
Bigger file size.
Any music that's in wave or any audio file that's bigger file size, exactly. Then we have the FLAC. The FLAC too is there. But more often, anytime they now convert the music, they compress it into MP3 for sharing, for better sharing, to reduce the quality, to reduce the file size, then we get it in MP3. But when you record from studio, it's normally in what? Wave file format. Okay, because it is not compressed, it is a lossless compression technique, and then you maintain the quality of what? Your audio. Yet the file size is what? Is bigger. Okay. So that is the more reason I realized that to run away from bandwidth and then excess exhaustion of bandwidth and then to transfer files faster, that is when they implemented the MP3, the MP3 and then what? The AAC. Okay, I think more of the time you see AAC with iPhone, Apple gadgets. They normally also have yes, audios in Apple AAC format. Okay, AAC format. So types of audio content. Audio, speech in multimedia, narration, voiceovers. Okay, so more of the time, audio content, you may see voiceovers, narration. I hope we all know what voiceovers are. Voiceovers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who can tell me about voiceovers?
Okay, sir. So voiceover, just as the name suggests, is when you have, let's say, a video or animation, and then you decide to record sound over it. So, like the video is playing, and then you record your sound as the video plays.
Okay. Most of our animations,
you are putting a voice over it.
Kukumbaja is an example.
Kukumbaja, okay.
Examples are the adverts we run on radios and then TVs.
And then social media.
Oh, okay. They use voiceovers. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Get ready with me.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, very, very true. Yeah. Then most of our animations we used to watch, those cartoons we used to watch in when we were younger, you realize that they were voiceovers. So there were people really behind the voices. Like, yeah, the people really behind the voices. So that I realized that they list the names of the cast.
Even with
Then
cartoons.
sometimes there are people you know. Yes, cartoons, the animated cartoons. That was what I was referring to. Yeah. So you realize that they really named the cast, and you realize that so it is this person who was doing the voiceover for this particular cartoon. So basically that's it. Right. So those are voiceovers. Then music for emotion. Today, most of our okay, these days I think these days people shift from those ringtone things. You remember those days ringtone was like something hyper. But I think today we are shifting the phenomenon where everybody wants their phone to be on vibration or silence. You hardly may hear, someone's phone's belling and then there is a song playing. But I think some 10 years back, that was the phenomenon, right? People can even go and trim like some part of a music and use for their ringtone. But I think we have overly like grown from that. Like, is that really a situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And that was what Akon, yes, Akon used to make money. You knew Akon had to even shift from producing music to producing ringtones. He shifted from producing long music to go and produce ringtones, and that was what really made him rich. Those right from 205, 206, 207. So I realized that most of Akon's songs were usually, even by default, you may see it on some phones as ringtones, and people really use them as ringtones because they record it in a short time length, so you can use it for ringtones. And that was what really made him become super rich. But I think today we have grown past that stage where people really use songs for ringtones. Yeah.
It's still there, say. A lot of people are still
Okay.
using it too.
Oh, really? But compared
Yeah.
to some years back, I'm trying to just make a comparative analysis. I don't know whether it is still like the way it used to be, or because we are now old, so we feel it's not there.
Yeah, it's still there, especially our mothers,
Angie.
our people, when they walk into the offices, they are
Yeah.
young phones. Hey.
Angie,
Yes.
usually those things are for the grown-ups.
Yeah. Now, like,
We won't be going
yeah,
around with stuff like that anymore.
yeah. But back then when we were younger, when we were younger, I realized that it was something that was there. When you were in your teens and the rest. That's right. The laugh songs. When you start playing and all. But I think now it's for the oldies. There is because when the phone is on vibration, they don't really know someone is calling them, so they rather prefer it on outdoor, so they know. Then we have sound effects.
Percentage-wise, I think it's very low. Because now
Yeah,
you can't say that someone holding iPhone 16 will put this ringtone on it. He want iPhone
no.
20.
It's true. It's very true. It's very very true. That one is to make a point. Like it's to make like your presence felt. iPhone holders will never put their phones in their pocket. They are always holding it. iPhone. They
Yeah,
are always
sure.
holding their phone. Hey.
It's them, I don't do some.
I think it is what?
It's them, me, I don't do.
It's just like those who have Benz. Do you normally see that those people who drive Benz, anywhere they park, even if they are parked and they walk to your office, they'll be holding the Benz key. Like
Yeah,
they'll be, flying it up and down. Like
They can't put it in
it's
their
more of like a
pocket.
disease. They can't just put it in their pocket too. No. They will surely be holding it. But those are even most of the car keys that are very simple to keep in your pocket. But interestingly, they can never put it in their pocket. It will surely hold it. If they don't hold it, they'll hang it on their most of the guys will hang it on their belt. Oh, the ladies sometimes you see them putting it on their phones on their back, like they will surely want to flaunt it around. So it's just like the disease for iPhone users as well. Everywhere they will hold their phone. Everybody should know that it's an iPhone. And
Are you sure about
majority of iPhone users and
Okay,
majority
but
of
me, I
Benz
don't go around holding my phone.
and majority of Benz drivers or people who
You
own
don't
Benz
worry, let
and
me buy Benz before I win your confirm.
before you know.
Let me buy Benz for.
So when you buy Benz before you can tell,
Yes, please.
all right, it's fine. So sound effects also gives us feedback, user interfaces, and video games. Just imagine when you're playing a video game without sound. Like, how? That is the feeling when you're playing a video game without a sound. Or without even a proper sound.
Usually it become boring.
Yeah, it becomes boring. But you realize that boys, anytime we want to play video games, we look for like good speakers and things like so. Like the whole room is saturated with the game audio, like saturated with the whole game realism. So even if you score, you want to feel like yes, you scored. The commentary should be running and all those things. Yes. So that's the effect of audio. So we can't really even play a video game without a sound. In fact, it's never an interesting thing. But when you have good sound and you're playing video game, you really enjoy it. Yeah. So that's how it makes. So we've spoken about lossy and lossless compression already. So I'll skip that. So let's look at some practical uses. We've spoken also background music, voice over, sound effects, then audiovisual synchronization. Today you can have videos where or audio where once the audio start playing, you can use AI to create a visual experience of the audio. And I think these days, most of the people who are doing these social media arts, movies, and the rest, they just put in some audio and then there are I think synthesia.io like this can transform your audio into visuals for you. And you know most of the AI platforms that can even transfer your audio into what visuals for you. Then the same way your visuals into what audio or subtitle effects. Okay. So most of the time you use audio editing tools. Majority of you, I think most of you even use CapCut. Does CapCut do audio editing very well properly? Who has interacted with CapCut?
Priscilla Mausi.
Why we always mention ladies.
Ah,
So
man,
for
Yes, it does.
yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. So you see that you trim your audio. Sometimes you're even able to. It allows you to embed music. It allows you to embed music into what your photos or your videos. Then Audacity is there. Audacity is one of the widely used audio editing application. Adobe Audition is there. Okay,
Cubase,
but which one is that?
Cubase.
Cubase, yes. But because these days we most often use our phones, we have embedded audio properties or audio applications within some of the apps we use. So we don't really go to download any external app again. So even I think Snapchat and the rest have these audio functions already embedded in them. So directly within the app, you can use all those functions to actually create whatever you want to create. So realize that these days we are moving from like one way software to softwares that can perform all other functions. So you realize that it is more about using an integrated software rather than using a single function or software. Unlike those days, you have to have software for everything. But these days, realize that even FB, WhatsApp, they are trying to inculcate or integrate these tools within the app. So you don't have to go outside the app to be able to do a lot of. Today, you can post a status and then you can add a music. Gone were the days WhatsApp never even had that functionality. You can post a photo and then you go and even embed the music straight up to your photo. All those things are audio application properties or audio application functions embedded in our social media apps. So anytime you are using an audio, you have to ensure that you maintain the quality. Clarity should be clear so that there will not be background noise or distortion. Your sound levels, you always embed music in a way that if it's going to be a background music, it shouldn't go beyond some decibel, so that the person will still be immersed in the background music and then whatever the person is watching. Then you should also optimize your compression so you don't lose too much quality and then you don't have too much of a heavy file. Then legal compliance. Legal, we spoke about it for images as well. You should ensure that you use audios that are royalty free or obtain the proper license so that you are ethical and then you are legal. Okay. So basically, we should be careful about AI generated audio. Today, realize that people can just record your voice and then go and create a whole audio thing about you that you said, but you're not the one. And it is so deep fake that it will sound like you. So we have to be ethical. Sometimes you may even be in class, you record a friend's voice and go and create a whole communication or a whole audio that you said this person said using AI deepfake, and it will sound as if the person actually and it's happening. People even use this to send to courtrooms and then the court is turned to get an expert to rather really identify whether is this the person in the audio, is this the person really, because now there are deep fakes that can really actually sound what like you. So let's be ethical so that we don't misuse AI studios to do bad things or to do bad practices against our colleagues. Okay. So basically today we spoke about audio, we spoke about sound versus audio, what sound is, what audio is. We spoke about the two types of audio, which is analog and digital. We spoke about the lossy compression audios, which are MP3 and AAC, the lossless, which is the wave, and then what the FLAC. Okay, we spoke about ethical use. We spoke about how you should use royalty-free audio files, and we actually spoke about frequency, pitch, timbre, and then we explained the mono, the surround, the stereo. Okay, so basically that's what we have for audio. Please, if you have any questions for me, you can share with me, or if you have anything to add to what we just stated, it would be great listening to you. Please, any questions, any addition, any experience, any sharing?
All right, sir, I'm here.
Okay, yes. Okay, you have the next class, so let's hurry up. So yes, I just saw someone's message. Okay, Vida, we'll close before one.
I recorded the song.
Okay.
I recorded the song and I played. There was a conga in it. After converting the song into MP3,
yes,
the conga was not in anymore.
The
So
conga sound.
Yeah, the conga sound was not part of the actual sound anymore.
Wow.
So I don't know if it was because of it's the lossy. That's the reason why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It means it had trimmed. You know, loss, you always have to trim some parts off to be able to maintain. So it means that either the conga sound wasn't so distinct enough. You know, sometimes conga we try to maintain it low. So it means it wasn't distinct enough. So when it was doing the compression, that aspect of it's still sounding. It's just that because you've lost the quality, you can't hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's because of the lossy. Because of
All
the
right.
lossy. All right. Sure.
Thank
Charlie, that's really a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Any further question? I think I need to quickly leave you. I've shared a group project on the LMS. It's a group semester project. We'll do the presentation on the last face-to-face. So you try to put together your materials as a group. Okay. And then so we'll take it from there. So thank you very much for your time. I'm very grateful that you're able to make it for this class, and have the best of your week. And let's be safe out there. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
God bless you too, sir.
Yeah.